Hi, I'm Louis Falgu, and welcome to Essentials. Now, I feel like there may be some people out there who have watched my Essentials videos and were thinking, Louis, how come all these albums are all these experimental, artsy, mountainous albums? I don't want to have to go through a journey to listen to an album. I want to just put an album on and enjoy it, Why can't you recommend me an album that I can just put on and enjoy? Well, I have that for you today with Fleetwood Mac's Rumours. That's right, the Music Breakdown is bringing the poptimism today. So this is a pop rock and country pop behemoth album from 1977. One of those albums that plays very much like a greatest hits compilation. And you really only get a few of those albums per decade. An album that has multiple charting songs, all of which also being fucking great, might I add. And I mean, by the time Fleetwood Mac picked up Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks, they were just on a streak that lasted them through the 70s. Now, I should probably mention that the only Fleetwood Mac albums I've heard are the most popular three, that being the self-titled before this one, and then this, of course, and Tusk. And of those three albums, Rumours is the one that I would say really got it right. Because although I like Tusk and the self-titled, they're certainly more spotty when compared to this, which is just fucking great all the way through. So the recording of this album was probably very tumultuous. Christine McVie and John McVie, who were two members of the band, divorced before this album was released and around the recording time. And Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks kept breaking up and then getting back together, and they're also both in this band. And basically, most of these songs, all of these band members were writing about their breakups while they were in the same band as the people who they were breaking up with. So it's certainly a unique breakup album in that sense. I mean, calling it a breakup album is a little unfair, but it's a theme that comes up a lot on the record. And I think this is an element that really makes the album work, is because they have to record these songs about each other, with each other, you can just feel the passion and the anger and the fire that comes through in some of these songs. Especially on a song like The Chain, which is just, it's such a perfectly crafted song in every single way. Lindsey Buckingham just proves to be an amazing guitarist, track after track, especially on this song. His guitar brings this Wild West flair, it's so tense. And the closely locked harmonies on the first half of this song, it really does evoke images of tumbleweeds and, long desert highways. But of course, it's not about the desert, it just sounds like it is. And the chorus of this song is so tense, it allows the song to just keep you tightly held until that fucking bass line comes in about a little after halfway through towards the ending and just gives way to such an amazing outro to this song. God, The Chain, it's so good. But of course, this album is first and foremost a pop album, and I can't think of many better ones than this, honestly. And the thing is, so many of these songs are so catchy, but then you read the lyrics and it's like, fuck, that's kind of a downer. Take Secondhand News, for example, the opening track, which is such a fun and upbeat tune. You wouldn't really think that it's as much of a downer as it is. Lindsey Buckingham on this track just asking to be able to move on and forget this relationship, but he can't. He feels like this person just keeps coming back to him, probably Stevie Nicks. And one thing this album really has a knack for and just consistently provides are just some of the most memorable pop choruses in pop culture canon, like Go Your Own Way, which, wow. Another song that manages to keep this undercurrent of intensity through it, but that hook, it just feels like such an amazing release, and it's a track that really provides a lot of hope through a lot of the sadness of the lyrics on this album. But even then, there's still this anger there. And another song that provides this similar sense of hope is Don't Stop, another song with a chorus that just can't be forgotten once it's heard, can't get out of your head. But it's songs like this that show that they're willing to move on, but it also shows that it's not so easy to do that, is it? Especially to have these two songs followed up with Songbird, which is just, it's gorgeous. It is a beautiful piano ballad. But to come after two songs that sort of lift you up and make you feel like, okay, everything's gonna be okay, and then Songbird happens and you're like, well, fuck. And my favorite song here is Dreams, which maybe the best soft rock song ever made. You know, soft rock as a genre really has a terrible reputation, and it kind of deserves it. I mean, you listen to a lot of soft rock from the 70s and it's just so trite and terrible, but it takes a song like Dreams for you to realize the potential this genre has, or at least had. I don't really know how many people are still making soft rock, but the guitar work on this song is so subtle and pretty. The whole song is just so aching, you know, it's so sad. And Stevie Nicks just has such an amazing voice. This is her standout moment, at least on this album. The lyrics in this song, perfectly written. Just some amazing lyrics. You can tell she feels like she's been used by people who didn't really love her when she says, "Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing." Which is just such a depressing lyric. Oh, but at the same time, so expertly written. I can't think of a better way to tell off the people who left her behind in the dust, you know. But the album's not all doom and gloom about breakups. You get songs like You Make Lovin' Fun, which is such a happy song, which is nice to have one. McVie's vocals on the chorus here are so beautiful. It's got such a great chorus, such a great hook to the song. And the dance influence on the verses here is especially uplifting. It's just such an upbeat, happy tune. And one of the only moments that you get like it. And the album closes with a real surprise for a pop album like this, Gold Dust Woman. You thought the chain was tense. This song does not let you go. I mean, it is really, really intensely unnerving and unsettling. There's no point of release. At least the chain had the outro to kind of let you be like, okay, finally, I don't feel like I'm being choked. Gold Dust Woman doesn't give you that. And the guitar work on this song, it just creates so much noise to fill out all this space. The song feels so roomy, the production's so great on this track. And once again, Stevie Nicks' vocals just steal the show. I mean, I'm sure everybody can agree that she was the best part of Fleetwood Mac, right? We're all in agreement on that? Okay, good, glad. Now, of course, I should probably point out that although the album is lyrically very depressing, and you can tell that this recording process was filled with anger and regret and disdain for everybody else in the band, you don't have to get that vibe while listening to the album on most of these songs. This is a very listenable, very accessible, very catchy, fun pop album, removed from the lyrics, which are depressing as fuck. It's just so perfectly crafted. And it's an album that, song after song, just provides memorable hook after memorable hook after memorable hook. It's really no wonder this thing gets all the praise that it does, because it's amazing. And of course, it is an essential that any music fan needs to hear. So that does it for this episode of Essentials. As always, if you want to check the score that I would give these albums, you can go to my Rate Your Music page, linked in the description. And if there's a classic album that you love, that you would like to see me review, please leave it in the comments section, and I will definitely consider it. And don't recommend Spiderland, because I'm going to review Spiderland next. I did 2 90s albums in a row, so I needed to take a break from that. But Spiderland is coming next, so you can be looking forward to that. And that's pretty much it. Bye, guys.